Hey, welcome back. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through one of the easiest ways to save hours each week and deliver serious value to your clients. We're creating a 7-day AI-powered social media calendar using ChatGPT. And you don't need to be a social media expert or even super creative, because this system works even if you are new to content. And it's based on prompts that guide the AI to do most of the heavy lifting for you. Whether you are writing for yourself or creating packages for your clients. This is one of the fastest ways to offer content as a freelance service or to grow your own audience. In this demo, I will show you how to use the 7-day prompt to generate post ideas and drafts, how to format and polish captions so they are engaging and scroll-stopping, and how to organize everything into a simple delivery doc or calendar. By the end of this video, you will have a repeatable process you can use for any niche, client, or content theme, and it's something you can easily charge for as a done-for-you package. But before we jump into ChatGPT, the first thing we need to do is get clear on the content goal. This step is important because AI only works well when it has the context. If you just ask it to write 7 social media posts, you will end up with something very generic, vague, or off-brand. Instead, we want to guide the AI with clear direction. Think of this step as setting the GPS. It tells the tool what kind of business we are creating for, who the audience is, and what the goal of the content should be. So here's what I recommend. You can start by choosing a niche or a business type. For this demo, I'm going to use an example client. Let's say they're a productivity coach who helps solopreneurs create systems to manage their time and reduce burnout. This could be easily replaced with a designer, a wellness creator, a marketing strategist, or anything. The workflow is the same. Next, you need to define the weekly focus. What is the goal of this week's content? Are they trying to promote a new offer, book a more discovery course, or they're trying to grow their newsletter list, drive more engagement? In our example, let's say the client wants to book more clarity course with overwhelmed solopreneurs. That's our goal. So we will tailor our captions to support that outcome. And here's an optional step, but one I highly recommend if you are freelancing for clients. You can grab a voice sample from the client. That could be an Instagram caption, or a blog post they've written before, or even a testimonial that shows how they speak. This helps us later when we want to refine the tone and make the AI output sound more natural and more like them. That's all we need for now. Once you have a niche and a little bit of brand voice context, you are ready to use the 7-day prompt. In the next step, I will show you exactly how to plug that into ChatGPT and generate a full week of strategic, high-quality caption drafts. Now that we've got your content goal, let's head into ChatGPT and generate a full week of social posts. In this video, we're going to use the 7-day content flow from the social caption generator prompt sheet, and you can download it in this lesson. Let me walk you through what it does. This prompt tells ChatGPT what kind of business you are creating content for, who the audience is, what transformation they offer, and what tone to use. Then it generates 7 caption drafts, each one with a different type of post. You will get a mix of value, story, engagement, promotion, and more. And here's the prompt. I will paste that into ChatGPT and fill it out using the example we chose earlier. Create a 7-day social media content plan for a productivity coach who helps solopreneurs create simple systems so they can work less and earn more. The tone should be expert and encouraging. Include 7 caption ideas with the hook, the first line, main message, call to action. Each day should follow this format. First, value tip, then personal insight or story, the engagement post, question or poll, promo, soft or direct, thought leadership, testimonial or client win. Then behind the scenes or process post. You will usually get a response in a few seconds. And as you can see, it gives us a list of posts, each one with a different angle. For example, a quick tip post, a personal story, a client resort, a question to encourage engagement, a promotional offer, and more. You can read through them and make sure they match the business goal you outlined. If the tone feels off or if the content feels too generic, you can refine the prompt by adding more details. For example, you could say, make these tips more specific, or use a language that sounds like a creative entrepreneur, not a corporate coach. ChatGPT will adjust and regenerate better results. Now that we've got our 7 caption drafts from ChatGPT, the next step is where most freelancers stop, but it's exactly where you can stand out. We're going to polish these captions so they are ready to post. This is what turns raw AI content into high-quality, on-brand messaging that actually performs. Let's walk through what that looks like, using the examples we just generated. We will start with day 1, the value tip. The hook is, you're not lazy, your systems just suck. Now, this is already a great hook. It's punchy and direct, but depending on the brand tone, you might want to soften it slightly or swipe the word suck for something a little more client-friendly. For example, you could say, you are not lazy, your systems just don't work yet. That still lands the same message, but it might be more in line with a coach who leads with encouragement instead of tough love. From there, let's look at the flow. Is the caption easy to scan? Right now, it's written in paragraph form, but I want to add line breaks between each main idea. So after the hook, you can create some space. Then you can break up the explanation about batching tasks and give each example its own line, like Mondays equal content, Tuesdays equal admin, and so on. This makes it much easier to read on mobile, especially on Instagram or Facebook. Next, we look at the call to action. This one says, try theming your days for a week and let me know what shifts for you. That's very solid. But depending on the platform, you might want to add something clearer, like comment below if you are going to try this, or save this so you can come back to it later. That gives the audience something specific to do. Then let's go to the day 2, the personal story post. The hook is, I used to work 12 hours a day and still felt behind. That's great. It's relatable, short, and vulnerable, without oversharing. The rest of the caption walks through a mindset shift, which is perfect. But again, we want to format it for mobile. So break up long paragraphs into shorter chunks. Add emphasis with bold phrases or even emojis if that fits the brand. For example, you might highlight repeatable weekly workflow or traction and time off to help those key phrases stand out. Same goes for the call to action. It ends with a reflective question. What's your relationship with hustle? That's great. But if the client's tone is more casual, you could rephrase it to sound more conversational. Something like, have you ever felt this way too? Let's talk about it. Now, let's look at the day 4, the soft promo post. The message is strong. It outlines what the offer is and what problem it solves. But here's where we can elevate the tone and add more brand personality. Right now, it says, DM me systems, and I will send you the framework we start with. That's functional, but maybe we make it more magnetic. Try something like, what the system that helped my client cut 10 hours off per week. DM systems, and I will send it over. A small tweak like that makes it feel more alive, more connected to real results, and more aligned with the promotional post. Let's take one more. Day 5, the thought leadership post. This is about reframing systems as a source of freedom, not a restriction. The message is strong, but we can tighten the language to make it more shareable. For example, the main point says, with the right systems, we work on your business and build a life around. That's a solid line. but I would test making it the entire whole. Sometimes the best insight lives in the middle of the caption, and all you have to do is move it up top. That way it grabs attention immediately. And from here, your job is to read every caption out loud. Does it sound like a real person? Would your client actually say this? You can also run a tone prompt inside ChatGPT. Just paste the caption back in and say, rewrite this in a warm, expert tone. That sounds like a system coach for solopreneurs. You will usually get a cleaner, smoother version that still keeps your original meaning. Then, finally, apply consistent styling. Add line breaks, call to action placement, and any formatting they use, like emojis, hashtags, or bolded phrases. This step is small, but it makes your content feel intentional, not AI generated. And if you are working with a real client, feel free to plug in their actual product name, their signature method, or a line from their about page. The more input you give, the more custom the results will feel. Once you've polished all 7 posts, you can either drop them into a Google Doc, a Notion calendar, or your client's scheduling tool. From draft to delivery, you now have a batch-ready content set, and the process is repeatable across any niche or project. Next, let me show you how to organize these captions into a simple calendar or handoff doc. This part is especially important if you are delivering content to a freelance client, or if you want a clean, repeatable system for your own brand. You don't want to just copy and paste text into a random folder. You want a calendar that's clear, strategic, and easy to follow, either for scheduling or for client approval. Let me show you how you can set it up. First, open a simple Google Doc, Google Sheet, or a Notion page, whatever tool you are already using. If it's for a client, Google Docs is usually the most universal. You don't need anything fancy. The key is to give each post a home and label it by day or post type. Here's what that might look like. You can create a heading, something like 7-day social media plan, week of May 21st, 2025. Here, insert the actual date. That way, the client knows exactly when these are meant to go live. Then you can copy the 7 days plan generated from ChatGPT and polish them in this doc. You can also insert the date for each day to make it more convenient for the clients. If you want to take it a step further, you can include a column or a note for each of these. First, platform. Where is this going? Instagram, LinkedIn, or both? And media. Is this post text only, or does it need a photo, a carousel, or a video? Then, status. Is this ready to post, or does it need a review or edits? 4. Call to action. Are we trying to drive comments, shares, or clicks? This might sound like a lot, but once you've set it up once, you can duplicate the doc or template every week. It takes 5 extra minutes and makes you look incredibly professional for clients. And if you are using a calendar tool like Buffer or Later, you can paste your captions straight into your content queue and match each one to the right day. You can also deliver this in Notion if your client prefers a shared workspace. Just use a simple table or calendar view and plug each caption in as a card. The important thing is that don't leave great content sitting in your ChatGPT history. Put it somewhere organized. Turn it into a system. That's how you save time, deliver results, and scale your service. Once you've got it all mapped out, you can export it as a PDF, share a link, or even offer it as a packaged deliverable, like 7 custom posts per week with planning included. Clients will love that. It feels premium, but it's built on a process that's simple and repeatable. Alright, let's wrap this up. In this lesson, you've seen how to use AI to generate a full week of high-quality social media content, from a black prompt to a polished, ready-to-post calendar. You learned how to set a clear content goal, use a 7-day structure that mixes value, personality, and promotion, and polish each caption so it fits your or your client's voice. and tone. Then we organize everything into a simple calendar or delivery doc. So it's not just the content, it's a system. And once you have this workflow down, you can use it over and over again for your own brand, for one-off clients, or as part of a monthly content service. This is exactly the kind of high leverage, high value work that clients are happily pay for because it saves them time, builds their visibility, and makes them look consistent and strategic online. And because you are using AI, you can deliver faster and charge based on results, not just hours. So here's what I want you to do next. Take the 7-day content flow prompt from your download and run it through ChatGPT using your own business or a client niche that you want to work with. It can be anything: a coach, a creator, a local service provider. Just follow the same steps we just walked through. Publish the posts, organize them, and remember, the goal here isn't just to learn how to use AI. It's to turn what you are learning into real valuable output and to create content that earns money. And now you have everything you need to do that. Alright, that's it for this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson.